The circle, and I know Coach Glasgow is looking for another dominant performance tonight here against the Troy Trojans.
Jade Siness leads things off for the Trojans, the senior center fielder. 365 on the year, leading batting average of all the Trojans. Takes the first pitch outside, ball one. And there's that change that is really her go-to pitch.
It really is. I mean, that's just, it really cripples a good hitter, especially with her velo being up 69, 70, and to bring in a changeup that's 20 miles an hour difference can really mess up a hitter.
This is a line drive, but right at the shortstop, Cecilia Vasquez for the first out.
Nice play by Vasquez right there.
This Cajun defensive infield has really solidified since Sam Rowe moved to first, Brooke Ellestad to third, and that opened up Vasquez to play shortstop.
Yeah, Siness got a good piece of that ball, hit a nice line drive, and Vasquez just playing the right position. She's ready for it and made a really good play on that.
Dionne Riggs, the right fielder. Left-handed slapper, two left-handers at the top of the Troy lineup. Everybody else right-handed. Riggs hitting .337 this year, 16 runs batted in. Just a little low. And you can already hear some fans wearing red that think they're wearing blue tonight.
Yeah, the umpire, Heath Walker, is hearing it from the fans for sure.
2 balls and no strikes. Swings through this one again. There comes the change.
Yeah, that can be devastating for a slapper as well. Who's running through the box, it's really difficult to, when you see a change of speeds, to adjust to that on the fly.
The 2-1, little tapper towards shortstop. Vasquez has to hurry, and she beat it out. Slowly hit enough where Riggs got a good start out of the box and called safe at first base. Bang, bang play.
Yeah, just tapped it to shortstop. I mean, that was a great play by, again, Vasquez made a really nice play, good transfer, but the speed of Riggs, she could just...
Here, 6 homers, 27 runs batted in. As this pitch is on the inside corner, call strike one. McKinney, product of Montgomery, Alabama, leading hitter for the Trojans in conference play, .350 this year with 3 homers. That one misses away. Big open stance for McKinney.
Yeah, she has great presence in the box for sure, and sometimes that can be really intimidating for a pitcher to see such a big presence in the box with a wide open stance. It can be quite intimidating.
1-1 from Landry. Comes back to the inside part of the plate. Gets the strike call from Heath Walker, calling the balls and strikes. Janet Tidwell over at first. Michael Thibodeau at third. Riggs at first. Good speed. 5 for 5 on stolen bases this year. But this call strike 3 as Riggs moving on the pitch. She moves up to second base. But now there are 2 gone.
Very nice changeup. That was a great pitch, but it's really tough to get a base runner with the speed of Riggs with a changeup. So looks like Coach Newell timed that one pretty perfect.
She's got the power numbers for the Trojans this year. 11 home runs, 39 runs batted in. We'll almost surely see her in the circle sometime this weekend.
Yeah, she seems to be the go-to offensively and in the circle for the Troy Trojans. Has had a really good season so far.
This one just missed inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Riggs at second base. Won't take much of a base hit to score with her speed. And the infield played very deep against Baker.
Yeah, this is an at-bat where the infield is just wanting to keep the ball in the dirt, because we know if it gets in the outfield with the speed of Riggs, it's probably a run scored.
Big swing and a miss at a 68-mile-an-hour Fast. I don't know if it was the true fastball or not, but it certainly looked like it broke outside.
Yeah, it looked like a little curveball right there. Had some good break on that ball.
Ground ball foul past head coach Eric Newell, who showed his veteranship and didn't go after that ball. A lot of these young coaches, they'll go after those balls. No, never, don't do that.
No,
my partner didn't do that.
Definitely not. I treasured all the bones in my fingers.
2 to play in the top of the first. If you're just joining us, first game of a 3-game Sun Belt series. Way outside, try to get Baker to chase. These teams scheduled to play tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock and then on Saturday at noon. Although there is some weather that is forecast in the Acadiana area overnight. 3-2 pitch. There's that change-up again. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sam Landry. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Trojans nothing. Cajuns coming to bat.
We all have dreams.
Top 5 in the conference in fielding percentage, but these outfielders are really going to be put to the test on this wet grass, trying to stay on their feet and keep that ball in front of them. Dan, back to you guys.
Thanks, Ben. We'll go to the bottom of the first, and Kate Peters will get her first ever start in the circle for the Trojans. She's only thrown 15 innings this season. 1-0 record-wise, 3.73 ERA. 6 walks, 10 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .250 against her. Maya Davis pops up the first pitch. And making the running catch is Siness out in center field. 1 pitch, 1 gone. That's got to be a little confidence boost.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's the way you want to do it, for sure. For getting her first start here tonight, that's exactly how you want to start the game.
So 1 gone for Maddie Hayden, the Cajun left fielder, hitting .349. 28 runs batted in. Back on the bunt, takes ball 1. Allison, Coach Newell said that Peters gets the start, and he will pitch it some by committee tonight. Now, you've been involved in a lot of softball games. What are the pluses and minuses there?
Well, I think the plus is, the Cajuns have been preparing all week, and I guarantee you they haven't been preparing for Peters. They've probably been preparing for Baker and for some of the pitchers who are normally pitching. So for him to throw out,
Yeah, Peters gets that one in there for her changeup for call strike 2. She's up front, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
For him to throw out Peters for a first start here, I think definitely puts the hitters for the Ragin' Cajuns at a disadvantage because they're not prepared for her, but it'll be challenging. And it seems like she's pretty confident in the circle. So we'll see what happens. But definitely not what the Cajuns expected.
Sophomore from Dixon, Tennessee. Transferred from Lipscomb. Will tap her in front, and they will not throw out Maddie Hayden. The Cajuns get their infield hit here in the first, just like the Trojans did. And Hayden actually just beat that one out at first base.
Yeah, Hayden, very similar to Riggs. When you have speed, all you want to do is really just kind of have a miss hit, make the defense move, and if they have to move, then your wills will get you safe at first.
And yes, that's not a misprint. She is 35 for 69 in the Sun Belt Conference with 33 runs batted in just 21 conference games.
Wow, those are some hefty stats for sure.
Ground ball on the right side, could be 2. Flip to second for 1, throw to first, not in time. As Elistad grounds to second base, Hayden is erased there. So now there are 2 gone. Nice play by McKinney out at second base. Got actually a pretty quick turn, but
yeah,
tough to turn a double play defensively. 39 double plays this year.
That's unheard of. I mean, that's playing some defense for sure.
Yep, Alexa Langoliers, the second baseman. 315 on the year, team leading 9 homers, and a team leading 38 runs batted in. Ragins. The 1-0 just misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Ready up the middle, ready up the middle.
Tried to hold up on that one, fouled it off over toward the Trojan dugout.
Yeah, Peters looks like she's pretty comfortable in the circle, not afraid to come up and in, hard up and in against the Cajuns' best hitter, most RBIs.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Langoliers, hitting in the number 4 spot, hitting .359 in conference play with 5 home runs in the Sun Belt. This is the final Sun Belt series of the regular season for both of these teams. Everybody in the Sun Belt playing their final series this weekend. The conference tournament beginning next week in San Marcos, Texas.
The season has flown by.
And of course, Louisiana will not be finished regardless of what happens with the conference tournament. They'll be playing in the NCAA. Ground ball back to Peters. She'll handle it. She'll shot put it over to Baker at first base. And it's a 1-hit, 1 left inning for the Cajuns. We'll go to the second. It's Cajuns nothing, Trojans nothing. Plays, but they've also got a strong outfield. Maya Davis goes and gets balls that a lot of players can't out in center field. Cajuns have already made a switch over in right field. Lainey Crater listed as a starter, but as usual, Kayla Falterman is going to step in and play out in right field. Crater will get a chance to hit when her spot comes around in the batting order as Ansley Finch leads things off for the Trojans. The left fielder, 287 on the year, 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. Landry starts her out with a call strike. Number out towards shortstop. Vasquez gobbles it up quickly over the row, and 2 pitches, 1 out. Vasquez has played so consistently out there. Only 6 errors all season, only 2 in conference play.
Yeah, that's normally a base hit up the middle, but Vasquez definitely playing in the right spot. Must have done some scouting reports to see that she hits it up.
1 runs batted in with a .331 average. She takes another first pitch strike from Landry. Allison, when Landry gets off to a good start, she can be very, very good.
Yeah, she gets in that groove. She has momentum, and when she can mix in that changeup, and again, those Trojan hitters coming out, they're swinging hard, and a changeup can really mess you up when you're coming out just swinging hard. But she's doing a great job.
Troy hitting .297 as a team coming into play, .477 slugging mark. So they'll hit for average and hit for power. Tried to get her to chase 1 out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one's low and in.
Yeah, Landry does a great job with her changeup too of getting them to swing at balls. When you can get hitters to swing at balls, that's when a pitcher is really effective. But if they start taking that, that could get Landry in some trouble.
Little number behind the plate, foul ball. Valdez makes sure, but it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. We play in the second. Just joining us. Game that was delayed for about an hour and a half from its original starting time just because of bad weather all day long. Big swing and a miss by Bolts. 3rd strikeout for Landry. She's now retired 4 in a row.
Yeah, what makes that changeup so effective is you can see coming out the hand, it looks like it's still going to be 68. It looks like the same curveball, hard out, and all of a sudden you start to swing and it's not hard and out.
Over the head of Davis. She'll play 1 hop off the wall. Back in quickly to hold Thompson to a single, but a 2-out hit for the Trojans. I think Davis kind of misjudged that one a little bit off the bat.
Yeah, I agree, Dan. I mean, that ball, I think, coming off of Thompson's bat, maybe she thought it wasn't as hard as it was hit. She went to her left a little bit too soon instead of going straight back. I think if she goes straight back, she makes that catch. It would have still been a great catch, but
Low ball one, break. Junior, 6 home runs this year out of 14 hits.
wow.
6 home runs in just 73 at-bats this year.
Oh, yeah. You can tell she definitely has a home run swing.
Thompson at first, 2 for 2 on stolen bases this year. This pitch fouled back quickly, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 56th time these two teams have met up. 54 of them coming since Troy joined the Sun Belt Conference back in 2006. That is it for call strike 3 right on the outside corner. 4 strikeouts for Landry through 2 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Cajuns nothing, Trojans nothing.
Good sign.
Hey, Coach, it's Allison Habits. Good to see you again. Hey, you know, Coach Noel throwing Kate Peters has never had a start. It's her first start here. Obviously not someone you probably prepared for. How difficult is it for your hitters to adjust to someone they haven't really seen?
Well, I don't know that it matters. We haven't seen her. She's pitching really good. Like her rise ball had a good break on it, and she's keeping the ball up. So I don't know. We'll see. She looks pretty salty to me.
Coach, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coach Jerry Glasgow as his team gets set to hit in the bottom of the second inning against Kate Peters, who gave up 1 hit right in front of the plate, but otherwise got out of the inning with not a lot of damage in the first. Sam Rowe leads things off for Louisiana in the second. The junior first baseman, .333 on the year, 8 homers, 33 runs batted in. This one's hit slowly toward the second baseman, McKinney. Throw across is in time to get the first out. And the Cajuns have not squared up and made a lot of good contact to the first 5 hitters.
Yeah, they're trying to adjust to timing because she is a little salty. I would agree with Coach Glasgow. She has some velo there and making the ball move a little bit up. So the Cajuns trying to adjust to the speed. And
Ball 1, Crater hitting .339. Overall, .379 in conference play. Crater had a stretch where she was in the leadoff spot for about 7 Cajun games, and she led off games with base hits in 5 of those 7.
yeah, that's what you want in the leadoff spot for sure. Somebody to get on base.
This fastball is in for call strike 1, 63 miles an hour on the fastball. Peters will work side to side. Fastball in the low 60s, as you just saw. Came with the change, but that one's down in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike to Crater. The native of Old Mines, Missouri. But yes, she does have kinfolk in the South Louisiana area, as Crater, common name around here, is the 3-1's fouled away. My partner found a fact. This is not actually Kate Peters' first time to throw against the Cajuns.
That's right. 2 years ago when she was at Lipscomb pitching, she threw 1 out, 0.1 innings against the Cajuns in Youngsville at the tournament there. And I remember that tournament because Alabama was at that tournament too, and it was freezing cold.
You were coaching first base and you were shivering.
Oh, I was shivering. We had blankets, and I think I had about 6 layers on that game. A great at bat by Crater. I think that's, most of the Cajun hitters have been aggressive against Peters, and Crater was nice and patient and took the walk.
Vic Valdez, the sophomore catcher, .288 on the year, 7 homers, 28 runs batted in. Takes a first pitch. Again, the fastball hit 65 on that one. Valdez hitting .315 in conference play. In fact, the top 8 hitters for Louisiana, all hitting over 300 in Sun Belt play. The 1-1 just misses inside. And that one's up high. So after walking Crater down to Valdez, 3 balls and 1 strike. And Sarah Beth Drake, the catcher, is going to go out and have a quick conference with the pitcher.
Yeah, it's a great job by the Cajuns making Peters throw more pitches. That's going to help the Cajuns in the lineup to see more pitches, see what she has, see if she has an off speed, and just making her throw more.
Pitches, check that now, 24 pitches for Peters through the first 6 batters. And the 3-1 to Valdez. Foul back off the mask, and it's full of 3 balls, 2 strikes.
She took a hardy cut on that pitch for sure. Wow.
Or off the helmet.
Yeah.
If you wonder why catchers wear those high. Here comes the 3-2. This one's sky to short left field. Coming on is the left fielder Finch. She'll make the grab. And there are 2 gone. So 2 gone for Cecilia Vasquez.
Yeah, it looks like she just got under that pitch. Ben said the outfielders would have to work today, and I wonder if Ben has a glove out in left field.
She's got 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Again, Peters falling behind on a hitter. This time 2 balls and no strikes. .20 is also up high. I want to say hi in case he's listening to CC's dad, Enrique. A well-known sports broadcaster, currently serves as the Spanish play-by-play voice of the Houston Texans, previously called the Oilers, the Cowboys, and the Chicago Bears. Oh. So tell us that we're doing a good job, Enrique, if you're listening, and you just watched your daughter draw a 4-pitch walk to put runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Now batting number 29, Kayla Halterman.
And now headed out is going to be head coach Eric Newell. While he's in the circle, we had a very special young lady throw out the first pitch today, and also a young lady who designed the cleats, designed and inspired the cleats that the Cajuns are wearing in this one. And here was the first pitch by
Radiation bone marrow transplant, but 2 months ago they had little Emmy come and decorate their cleats. What a beautiful thing that was, and now they're all wearing them and just supporting her.
Nobody 3 years old should have to fight cancer.
Ooh, I tell you, Dan, this little girl has been through a lot in the last 2 months, her and her family. The great doctors at St. Jude, though, have done miracles without a doubt. And I think her last checkup, she's almost cancer-free. She still has some more treatments to go through, but it's definitely gotten better. So there's hope for her. And again, the Cajuns are giving her a lot more to look forward to, because I know she was really excited about tonight.
Ground ball off the mask, but they'll still get the out at second base. So the Trojans get out of the inning. We'll go to the third. It's Cajuns nothing, Trojans nothing. Met 54 of them have come in Sunbelt play. The Cajuns with a dominating 48-7 lead all time in the series. These teams played last year a 3-game series in Troy, Alabama. Troy actually won the opening game of that series. Cajuns rallied to win the last 2 to keep that streak alive that now numbers 88 consecutive Sunbelt Series wins. Natalie Turner, the third baseman, leads things off for the Trojans in the top of the third in this scoreless game. Turner, 259 on the year. Sam Landry with 31 pitches through the first 2 innings. And that's in for a call strike. Trojans have had base runners in both innings. An infield single in the first and a clean single by Thompson, actually over the head of the center fielder back in the second inning. It was held to just a single as the 1-1 misses inside. Ground ball toward third. Elistad has it. Easy throw over to Poe. Quickly one gone.
Now batting number 9, Jake Finesse.
Yeah, it looks like Landry went up on her and got her on the hands a little bit, jammed her. Kind of routine for Elistad. Nice little play right there.
Ground ball off the glove of Landry, but Langoliers has it and gets the throw in time to get Siness at first base. I don't know if it touched Landry's glove or not. It might have gone cleanly under it, but Langoliers was alert and finished off the play.
Yeah, not sure if you can give her an assist on that. May have tipped her glove, but a good pitch by Langoliers.
So 2 gone for Dion Riggs, who had a single base.
You can see the infield playing in because they know Riggs has some speed from the left side.
Just misses outside with this one. Landry threw 20 in the third innings last week when the Cajuns went 5-0 with 3 conference wins and also those wins over LSU and McNeese. She gave up only 3 earned runs and 11 hits in those 20 in the third innings. This one's hit to right field. Hayden in foul ground is there to make the grab for the third out. Up and down for the Cajuns in the third. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Cajuns nothing, Trojans nothing.
With a Planet Fitness Black.
Not necessarily. I mean, every single weekend you're trying to win the series and play good softball. So that's what we're trying to do here is play good softball, compete, and win the series.
Hey, Coach, I have a question about Kate Peters. Is she like your ace in the hole, getting her first start of the year tonight? What's your thought behind that? She's doing a fantastic job.
Well, when you come to Cajun, we unfold here in a little bit, but yeah, this was all part of the plan.
Coach, we appreciate you talking to us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Eric Newell, the head coach of the Trojans, as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And Maya Davis will lead off for Louisiana. Flight out to center field her first time up. And Kate Peters back in the circle for her third inning of work. Her first pitch up high, ball 1. 33 pitches through the first 2.
Yeah. After one time through the lineup, you're thinking that the Cajuns might be a little more disciplined, see more pitches, and see if they can figure out how to hit Kate Peters.
Fastball 64 in for call strike. Peters walked a couple of batters in the second, but was able to get out of it with a couple of ground balls. Davis holds up on that, 2-1. Davis has already got her second straight 70-hit season as a sophomore. Ground ball up the middle. A couple of hopper to the shortstop, Thompson. Quickly over to first to get the Speedy Davis for the first out. 3 straight times now the Trojans have got that lead out, and that's got to be important for the pitcher confidence.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's what you want as a pitcher, especially when you lead. When you have Davis leading off, you certainly don't want her on base. Oh, looks like we might be getting a pitching change.
Well, here. We'll meet the new Trojan pitcher when we return. We play in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score. Cajuns nothing, Trojans nothing.
He's going to stick too. It looks like money is the second part of his strategy tonight.
Maddie Hayden had an infield single her first time up. And first pitch from Money is outside. Kate Peters goes 2 1/3. Gives up only 1 hit. Obviously no runs. Walked 2, didn't strike out anybody. 37 pitches, 20 of them for strikes. Was very effective.
Very effective for her first start.
This is on the inside half of the plate. Call strike 1. Money, a 3.32 ERA in conference play, 1-0 in 9 games, all of them in relief. She does have 1 save in the conference. Just outside on the 1-1. Ground ball on the right side. Scooped up by McKinney over to Baker in time. And quickly 2 ground ball outs.
Nice pitch by Money right there. I tell you, if I'm a pitcher, I really want my last name to be Money. A little drop inside, just got Maddie Hayden just to roll over. A little ground ball to second base. That was really a good piece of pitching right there by Money.
2 gone for Brooke. Lines this from the left field. This is pretty deep, but going over is the left fielder Finch. She makes the nice running catch, running toward the line for the 3rd out. Up and down for the Cajuns in the 3rd. We'll go to the 4th inning. Still, Cajuns nothing, Trojans nothing. Last weekend, their 3-game Sun Belt Conference Series, won the first game over the Jaguars 3-2, and then dropped the last 2. But the Trojans have won 5 of their 7 Sun Belt Conference Series this year.
Yeah, they showed some sparks of greatness. I mean, they played Auburn, almost, I think, took them to 9, maybe 10 innings and almost beat them. So they definitely have potential to beat some good teams.
Taylor McKinney leads things off in the top of the 4th inning. Struck out her first time up against Sam Landry, who is out for her 4th inning of work. 39 pitches, only threw 6 pitches in the 3rd inning. This one didn't miss outside by much. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I think she got that pitch called for a strike last inning, so she was hoping to get it called again.
This one's down low, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes. You talked about how this Troy team draws a lot of bases on balls.
They do. They're very disciplined at the plate. They also have some power numbers, too. Like, McKinney's a perfect example of that. So you want to throw strikes, but you certainly don't want to throw it right down the middle.
And the Trojans will have the leadoff runner on base here in the 4th as Landry issues her first walk of the ball game. 3rd base runner for the Trojans.
McKinney 10 for 11 stolen bases, so she has some speed there at first base.
And the Trojans' top power hitter, Libby Baker, will come to the plate. 11 home runs, 39 RBI this year. Struck out her first time up. First pitch from Landry's on the outside half, call strike 1.
It's a good location right there by Landry. And a good take by Libby Baker.
Nubber. That's going to be foul right on top of the Cajun dugout. And quickly 0-2 to the number 4 hitter in the Trojan lineup.
You can tell Landry's working both sides of the plate. Got the called strike on the outside and then came hard and in. Got to hit her off the hands. Let's see if she comes back with that changeup.
This one's nubbed out into left field. This will get down for a base hit. Hayden's able to cut it off, but the Trojans have runners at first and second with nobody out. As McKinney moves up to second base.
That's a great piece of hitting by Libby Baker. Landry did come back with a changeup, and she was able just to keep her barrel on plane right there, stay in her legs a little longer, just enough to get it down the left field line. Really good piece of hitting by Baker.
And Ansley Finch grounded out her first time up. Come to the plate with 2 runners on base, nobody out. Already squares to bunt, pulls back and takes it up high, ball 1.
Interesting Cajun defense on that square. There was no one charging. Elistad was at third and stayed at third.
That one catches the outside corner. Call strike 1. Yeah, Elistad's all the way back in the bag.
And Rowe is behind first base, so I guess they're hoping Landry's going to field the bunt.
Swinging away this time. No sign of the bunt. Takes call strike 2.
Or maybe they know something we don't know, that maybe Troy doesn't bunt.
Trojans have 24 sack bunts in 51 games this year. But did not in that instance. 1-2 just misses outside. That's about twice as many as Louisiana has. They've only got 11 sack bunts all year.
Yeah. First and second, no outs, 0-0 game. Generally speaking, you're looking for a bunt, but
This one's up high, and now it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
the Cajuns are in what we call baseball defense. Very deep, trying to keep everything in the infield.
Three-two pitch, grounded slowly with foul. This time Coach Newell makes the play over there. Count will remain full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. McKinney at second, the pinch runner Williams at first. Just got a piece of that one and fouled it off as Landry came with the change on 3-2.
What a great piece of hitting right there. On that changeup, you're just trying to get to the next pitch. Really good piece of hitting just to get rid of it. She's battling in there with 3-2 count.
Again, the 3-2. Ground ball towards second. Mix up. Bad hop on Langoliers. She keeps in front of her and gets the out at first base. But on the play, both runners move up just as good as a sac bunt. And you know Langoliers had visions of the team's 40th double play of the year, but that ball hopped up on her, and now...
Yeah, she certainly did. And I tell you, Finch got a good piece of that ball, hit it hard.
Ouch.
That last bounce was not the ideal one, but she stayed in front of it, at least got one out.
Jerry Glasgow's going to go out to talk to Sam Landry, and the rest of the Cajuns are going to meet around Langoliers to make sure that she's okay. And Eric Newell meeting with his runners and his hitter.
Cassidy Bolts has 31 RBI. You know, she's looking to get at least 2 right here with a base hit.
And prime RBI situation here.
No doubt.
First time the Trojans have had a runner at third base. See Langoliers took a shot from that ball that just hopped up on her.
Yeah, that might leave a mark.
Louisiana will bring the infield in as Cassidy Bolt stands in. Struck out her first time up. 331 this year, 8 homers. And Valdez and Sam Rowe are going to, I bet you Valdez wristband, the technology wristband that used to call in pitch, I bet it gave out on her.
Yeah, they had some kind of technical difficulty right there.
First pitch ground ball they'll throw to the plate and won't get her. Poe came in up throwing to Valdez, but streaking across the plate was McKinney with the first run of the ball game. It's a 1-0 game, and runners still at the corners with 1 out. Slow enough hit that McKinney had a chance to score from third base.
Yeah, and McKinney's that looked like a ground ball go. She has good speed. She never even hesitated, and just not quick enough to make that play. That ground ball, she was going on.
So Audra Thompson, who singled her first time up, and she's also in an RBI situation. She's got 35 of those this year with Williams, the pinch runner, at third base, Bolts at first. One misses up high. Bolts will get credited for a fielder's choice and an RBI.
With speed at third, all you got to do is put the ball on the ground, put it in play, and it's a run. That was a good job. Good piece of hitting by Bolts.
Little nubber on the right side. That'll be foul right over toward the Trojan dugout. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Thompson had a great at bat in her last at bat. She hit the ball over Davis's head in center.
Just up and away. Louisiana trailed in both of the midweek games last week against LSU and McNeese before that series at ULM last week. And not that this is a midweek game, but on a Thursday night, it certainly kind of has that feeling of one.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch, and that hit her. Don't know if it was on the ankle. Either way, I'm sure it doesn't feel good, and Thompson is going to take a slow walk down to first base. Got to look at it here, and it just went right off the foot. Might have come up high off the ankle. I think it was just off the foot. So. And Jerry Glasgow is on his way out to the circle again, and he's going to make a change. Cajuns will go to the bullpen, and we'll come back to meet the new Cajun pitcher when we return. We play in the top of the 4th. Troy leading the Cajuns 1-0.
Her and Landry have been the 1-2 punch, and she's been in some tough pressure situations, so I'm sure she's going to go right at these hitters.
Sarah Beth Brake takes a first pitch strike. Brake struck out her first time up. Now hitting 189 on the year. Williams, the pinch runner, at third. Bolts at second. Thompson at first. 1 hit in the inning, but a walk, a hit batsman, and a fielder's choice. And this one's lined to left field. This will get down for a base hit. And it's a 2-0 game as Sarah Beth Brake delivers her 10th RBI of the year. And the bases are still full with 1 out as the runners go station to station.
One thing Riosetta is going to do is she's going to attack the strike zone. So Break just swinging the bat, getting her timing, and found a way to get an RBI.
Natalie took a first pitch strike. This one's low and in. 2 hits in the inning, along with the walk, a hit batsman, and a fielder's choice ground ball. And the Trojans with a 2-0 lead. That was nubbed foul over toward the Cajun dugout. It's a ball and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter in the Trojan order. The 1-2 is chopped foul. Louisiana would love one of those nation-leading 39 double plays right here.
No doubt they would. I'm sure they would take a K as well, but
Again, the 1-2. That's grounded over toward the Louisiana dugout again.
Turner doing a really good job of battling up there. That's what you want to do in the 9-hole. You want to turn over the lineup, especially in this kind of situation with bases loaded. She's doing an outstanding job of fighting off every pitch and trying to get to the next one.
Up high is 2-2. The Trojan runs snap a streak of 17 straight scoreless innings for Landry, going back to the ULM series last weekend in Monroe. And that's a wild pitch, and it got by the catcher, but Valdez played it off the screen and is able to make the tag. I thought it had come off the bat, but obviously not.
Wow, what an outstanding play by Valdez. I mean, what a hustle play. That's hard to do with all your equipment on. She misses it, hustles back, gets it off the wall.
That's the reason for the run back over to the dugout. But now there are 2 gone. Here's another look at it.
Wow.
And boy, what a good job of using the mitt to block the plate.
Yeah, diving head first. That dirt tastes good when you get an out, for sure.
Strike 3, and Riosetta gets out of it with any further damage. But the Trojans get 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Troy 2, Louisiana nothing. April 17th. They've swept their last 2 conference series, including that sweep at ULM over the past weekend. They came from behind to win that first game 5-4, and then only allowed 1 run in the last 2 games. That earlier in the week, they had defeated LSU and McNeese in those back-to-back games against state rivals. But they trail here 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Alexa Langoliers leads it off, grounded out to the pitcher. Her first time up, Savannah Money out for her first full inning of work. She was Money in the bottom of the 3rd, came in and got the last 2 outs.
She sure was, and even with a 2-0 lead, still looks like Coach Newell's going to stick with the plan. Pitching by committee.
This one's down low, and it's a ball and a strike. Langoliers now at .313. She hits .400 when she leads off innings. Leads the Cajuns with 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. That one gets away. Langoliers, one of 5 Cajuns in the 3 through 7 spot in the lineup. All of them have at least 7 home runs this year. Ground ball toward the shortstop. Couple of hops to Thompson. Throw across is in time for the first out. And now Money's retired 3 in a row since coming in.
Money doing a good job of getting the Cajuns to ground out. Tell you what, Thompson at shortstop has quite an arm. Good transition and a nice arm over there, making the plays.
Sam. 331 now in the year. 8 homers, 33 RBI. Fastball at 65 miles an hour, misses away ball 1. There's a change in and a nice one for call strike 2. Money in 32 innings this year. She's struck out 17, but she's also walked 17.
Yeah, that walks seem to be the Achilles heel of the whole Trojan staff. But it seems like he's going in order of least amount of innings pitched. Starting with Kate Peters with 15, and now he's with Money with 32.1. Again, not the pitchers that the Cajuns would prepare for all week, for sure. Has so far been very effective.
1 ball and 2 strikes. That one's down low. First game of a 3-game Sunbelt Series. These teams will do it again. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, Central Time. 3rd game of the series set for noon on Saturday. That one didn't miss by much, and now it's full. Louisiana will celebrate Senior Day on Saturday. They might as well call it Denali Lecker Day because she is the only senior on this Cajun team.
Oh, the future looks bright, for sure.
And I would imagine you might see her pitch at some point in that last game. Big cut and a miss. Rowe goes down swinging with that big cut. First strikeout for Money, and she's now retired 4 in a row.
Good pitch by Money over there. It was in Rowe's eyes, and she just couldn't lay off of it.
So 2 outs for Laney Crater. Wall 379 in conference play. This pitch misses outside. Louisiana only 1 hit in the game, and that was a nubber off the bat of Maddie Hayden in the first inning. Trojan pitchers have now retired 6 in a row. This one misses low and in. Money has thrown in 9 conference games this year, but only 19 innings.
Crater does a great job of just being disciplined and letting the pitches come to her. Very effective. Got her a base on balls in her first at bat. We'll see what happens here.
Ground ball right back to Money. Knocks it down, bobbles it for a second, and then pulls the first baseman Baker off the bag. And Crater is at first. Trojans had a golden opportunity to get out of the inning. And our umpires are going to take a look at this one. We're going to have our first replay of the evening. And they will review whether the Call was out or safe at first base. Call on the field was safe. But we will take a look at it on replay.
See if she pulled her foot. The question of whether she had full possession of the ball, because it's a little bit like an ice cream cone catch there.
Our first replay of the night.
And since the call was safe, there needs to be substantial evidence to overrule it and change it to an out.
One thing that replay has done, I believe, my own opinion, is that it has shown how many times that our umpires do get it right.
That's correct. That's correct.
Well, here you see her foot clearly off. Now, did it come back down before Craters did? And that ball's still right out there at the top of the glove, and it
made a decision.
And the call at first, they said the ball was moving. And Allison, you picked right up on that. So I'm looking at the feet, you're looking at the ball.
When you see a lot of yellow, it's a clear indication that she may not have full possession of it.
So Crater is at first with 2 outs. Cajuns' first base runner since back in the 2nd inning. And Victoria Valdez will come to the plate. Flied out to left field her first time. And first pitch from Money misses just outside, ball 1. 65 miles an hour on that one.
Yeah, Money's doing a great job of she has a little bit of a drop ball spin on her pitches. Again, making the Cajuns hit a lot of ground balls.
Last play ruled, of course, an error on the pitcher Money on the throw. And the 1-0 misses down low. First error of the ball game for either team. Trojans have only committed 37 errors all season in 51 games. The 2-0 is up high. And the 3-0 is down low, ball 4. First walk given up by Money, third walk given up by Trojan pitching. As Crater will move up to second base. Eric Newell on his way back out to the circle. Nope, actually that's not him. That's pitching coach Camden Decker.
Probably just trying to calm his freshman down. I mean, for a freshman, this is a huge pressure situation, especially when you haven't had a lot of experience in the circle coming into this environment. Then having to rush that throw, making the error, and then the walk. 2 outs, all you need is one more out. So try to just keep your composure and settle her down a little bit.
Trojans also have another coach, very knowledgeable in pitching, as a volunteer coach, Leanna Johnson. Was a standout pitcher for the Trojans for several years.
She sure was. Did a great job in the circle.
CeCe Vasquez walked her first time against starter Kate Peters. And first pitch to her is up high and away. Crater at second, Valdez at first. And this one's down low and in. Tell you what, for Savannah money, that strike zone must look like a postage stamp right now.
It absolutely does. She's trying to get one more out and get out of this inning, but it's been tough for her.
Kayla Falterman was the scheduled hitter next if the rally keeps going, but the Cajuns have called her back looking for a pinch hitter. As this pitch on the outside corner calls strike one.
Cajuns look like they're making her work for every strike.
And that is the aforementioned Denali Lecker, who is out swinging a bat if Vasquez can keep the inning going. This is lined to right field, but it will be foul.
It was a good pitch to swing at right there. She elevated that a little bit. That's the one you want to jump on.
Money got the first two outs of the inning, but a throwing error and a walk put Cajuns at first and second. First time in the ball game, rather second time in the ball game that Louisiana's had a runner at second base, and both times it's been Laney Crater. And the 2-2 misses up and away.
There's a payoff pitch right here. Runners are going to be running.
Crater at second base is not one of the faster Cajuns. Here comes the 3-2. Ground ball toward the shortstop. Handled by Thompson. Over to Baker. And the Trojans get out of the inning here in the fourth. One error, two left. We'll go to the fifth. Trojans 2, Cajuns nothing. They're ranked in all of the top 25 polls, but Allison, that more important thing is that RPI, and it is the vagaries of the RPI. As of Tuesday, the Cajuns were 10th in the RPI. As of today, 2 days later, they're 13th without even playing a game.
Yeah, it can get quite confusing. However, their wins against Oklahoma and LSU are huge wins because right now, just looking at it, you have Oklahoma number 2 in RPI and LSU number 3 in RPI. So now every game they win is in essence a win for the Cajuns because they beat both of those teams. So those 2 wins alone are going to help them a ton.
Jade Siness leads off the top of the fifth for the Trojans. The RPI is such a, I don't know, it's almost like it gets more vague as the years go along. D1 softball's RPI has Louisiana 11th. The Warren Nolan list has Louisiana's RPI as 15th. The NCAA's RPI has them right in the middle at number 13. I still don't see how they dropped from 10 to 13 without even playing a game over 2 days. But
yeah, there's a mad formula that they use, and towards the end it gets even more confusing with the committee.
this one a number off the bat that Vasquez is able to run down for the first out. There have been years that the committee went straight down the RPI, 1 through 16, and those were the teams that the 16 host teams.
Yeah.
Has not been the case over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it can really get confusing.
We'll start finding that out in about a week and a half, immediately after the Sun Belt Conference tournament. That will get underway on Wednesday in San Marcos, as this one's lined off the bat of Dion Riggs. She's down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Riggs 1 for 2. She's singled in the first and fouled out in the third.
And this is where the preseason schedule that Coach Glasgow puts together really comes to benefit him, because all those tough teams that he plays, it definitely helps the RPI.
Again, fouled away on that side. Louisiana was 9-12 record-wise as of March the 3rd against that tough early season schedule. But since then, 29-3.
Yeah, it matters. Even when you lose, to playing really good teams, it still helps the RPI.
Well, Cal has worked its way into the RPI high rank. Baylor ranked 22nd in the polls. They're also up high in the RPI listing. And then, of course, you've got Stanford, Texas, and Oklahoma. And the 2 games with LSU. Big swing and a miss by Riggs. Went after something low out of the zone. Second strikeout for Riaceto. Well, that's a nice pitch.
Yeah, it can be baffling at times, but there is a formula that they use. When you look at LSU as number 3 every SEC school in RPI, so it really does matter who you play.
Taylor McKinney walked to lead off the 4th inning and eventually came in to score the first run of the game. So officially 0 for 1. And the 1-0 misses in. Riaceto gave up the RBI single to Sarah Beth Brake, but since then has retired 3 in a row. Coming on in relief of Sam Landry. Ground ball towards second base. Langoliers has it over to Rowe. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Riaceto. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still Trojans 2, Cajuns nothing. Advantage because of taking the series win over Coastal. And they would certainly help their cause here with a win tonight. All the other action in the Sun Belt has already been completed on the evening as Kayla Falterman leads off for Louisiana. Fielder's choice, her first time up, takes the first pitch from Savannah Money outside ball 1. Money has not given up a hit. The Cajuns don't have a hit since the second batter of the ball game. This one's on the inside corner. Call strike 1. Texas State with a win today over Marshall 5-1. So they remain 1 game ahead of South Alabama for second place. South Alabama also won today over Southern Mississippi. Falterman puts down the bunt. It's a good one. Money with the throw is in time. Nicely played for the first out. For the 5th straight inning, the Trojans have got that first batter.
That was a good idea by Falterman to try to lay down a bunt, maybe make Money throw the ball away, but Money did a great job fielding her position after that error last inning.
So 1 out for Maya Davis. First pitch misses away. Other games, Georgia Southern took both ends of a doubleheader from Appalachian State 2-0 and 10-5. ULM beat Georgia State 10-0 in 5, and Coastal Carolina outlasted James Madison 8-7. This one also misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Davis. All the teams in the Sun Belt playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this weekend, with the tournament coming up next week. This pitch is in for call strike 1, and actually Georgia Southern at App State, they played a doubleheader today, so they will finish up their series tomorrow. App State and Georgia State have already been eliminated from the tournament. We know the 10 teams that will be in the tournament, just don't know the seeds. Ground ball up the middle, and that's going to get into center field for a base hit. Davis has the Cajuns' second hit of the ball game. She's at first base with 1 gone.
Davis trying to just start the spark here, being a good leadoff, getting on base, trying to get something started here.
She's 1 for 2. First pitch is inside for Money for ball 1. Davis, 20 out of 25 on stolen bases this year. Sarah Beth Brake behind the plate. She's thrown out 4 runners trying to steal this year. Opponents are 22 out of 26. There goes Davis, and she will be in at second base with her 21st stolen base of the year. She was the nation's leader last year with 52.
Looks like they're going to review it to see if she left early, which is what a lot of coaches are doing now.
Well, that's, I mentioned this year nationally.
They sure are.
And she may well have a foot off the bag. That one may be
Yep.
called out. And
Cases are definitely down this year because generally speaking, people who steal, they always leave just a little bit early, and it's hard to retrain to leave a little bit late when you're trying to get to the next base.
it would not surprise me if they came back and called Davis out here, because on the replay, and I mean that's impossible to call looking at it in real time.
Yeah,
But on the replay,
you can definitely call it on the replay.
and Jerry Glasgow doesn't like the call, but I think it was, if you look at it on replay, I think it was the correct call.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why he doesn't steal as much as he used to, for that reason. Looks like there's going to be a pitching change.
The Trojans will come with their third pitcher of the ball game. And we'll come back to meet the new Trojan pitcher when we return. We play in the bottom of the fifth. Trojans lead it 2-0.
However, she is the ace of the staff, so I'm sure Coach Newell is wanting her to finish this game and get the win.
Savannah Money threw 2 1/3 innings, gave up only 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, struck out 1. She threw 37 pitches, only 17 for strikes, but she was able to keep the Cajun hitters pretty much in check. She gave up 3 base runners, but only 1 hit, 1 on an error and 1 on that walk. So Maddie Hayden will be the first batter to face Baker and take the first pitch outside, ball 1. Hayden 1 for 2. And now nobody on base and 2 gone after Davis was called out for leaving early.
Yeah, that was a huge rally killer for sure.
This one's popped up to left field. Coming on is Finch. She'll make the running grab. And in essence, it's a 1-2-3 inning after Davis was called out. We've played 5. It's still Trojans 2, Cajuns nothing.
Phone call from the boss?
But a couple other Sun Belt teams well up high. Texas State in good position for obviously a berth in the tournament. So was South Alabama with that RPI number 32. Both of those teams winning their first game of their 3-game series. Earlier today, you see Troy at the number 61 spot RPI. Now that would not be good enough to get into postseason play, but that RBI could take a jump this weekend if they can be successful. Right now they lead this one 2-0 as we go to the 6th. And Libby Baker, who can help her own cause now as she's moved into the circle, leads things off. Baker singled and scored back in the 4th. This one's down low, and it's a ball and a strike from Chloe Riosetto, who is on for her second full inning of work. She came on in relief in the 4th. Gave up 1 hit, but has now retired 4 in a row. And this is grounded off of Baker's foot, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Valdez, she might have also got caught by that one. She was going to take a walk to try. 1-2 to Baker. This is fouled away over the Trojan dugout. Six o'clock tomorrow, Central Time, for the scheduled second game of this series. Third and final game on Saturday. Slowly hit toward Vasquez. But Baker is unable to leg that one out as Vasquez gets it quickly to row for the first out.
And Vasquez looks like she was a little off balance on that, but still was able to make the play. Had to come in probably a little bit more than she thought. Threw it off balance, made a nice play on that.
So one gone for Ansley from Rioseto's in for call strike one. Pitch now at 282. Five homers, 21 RBI this year as the 2-1 is up high and away, or the 1-1's up high and away. Now it's 2-1. Troy won the first game of the series these two teams played last year in Troy, Alabama. Cajuns came back and won games 2 and 3. These teams played a doubleheader here at Lamson Park back in 1997. First time they ever met. At the call third strike to Finch. Rioseto's third strikeout. She's now retired 6 in a row.
That was a really good location right there. On the
Valdez
outside,
did a good job
like a
of
little
framing
backdoor
that one up.
curveball. That was nice. Yeah.
Cassidy Bolts. She actually had the ground ball, got an RBI out of it. The ground ball that Taylor McKinney scored from third base for the first run of the game back in the fourth. That's in for call strike two. 65-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, that's tough with that pitch that's going away from a lefty versus lefty is tough to hit.
Little number toward first. Rowe will make the tag out, and it's another up and down inning. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. Score remains Trojans 2, Cajuns nothing. Sunbelt Conference teams tournament scheduled for next Thursday through Sunday, May 8th through 11th in San Marcos, Texas. Now the tournament's a single elimination for the second straight year. And then, of course, the tournament winner and anybody else who gets in at large will advance to the NCAA regionals. And eventually, hopefully, to the Super Regionals and the Women's College World Series. My broadcast partner made a habit of visiting when she was with the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, it was. I tell you, selection day was always exciting, nerve-wracking. It was like Christmas all over.
Brooke Elistad leads things off for Louisiana in the bottom of the sixth. Skies the 0-1 pitch, foul over the Cajun dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. Elistad 0 for 2. Ground ball in the first, flied out in the third. That one's up and in. It's 1-2.
No doubt the Cajun fans would love a host because they get excited for regionals here for sure. It's been since 2000.
Since 2016, they hosted 3 straight years from 14 through 16 and have not since. A little number toward the third baseman. Gloved by Turner. Nice play, and the throw across to Bakers in time for the first out. D1 softball, which is a fairly reputable group, has the Cajuns as a host going into this weekend in its projected bracket. As you see, this one nubbed off the bat of Elstad. Had them at the number 16. The last regional host.
it's definitely a great environment when you can host at your home field, and especially an environment like this. Here with the Cajuns, everybody comes out, and it's you definitely don't want to be the visiting teams here.
Alexa Langoliers 0 for 2, 2 ground balls in the infield. Louisiana has only 2 hits. This one's up and away, and it's 2-0. Langoliers at 3-11 on the year. Baker with the 2-0, and that just misses outside. And it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, you can see how Libby Baker has a little bit of a pause there in the middle of her windup.
3-0 is way outside, ball 4. The Langoliers draws the 1-out walk. Allison, I think one key tonight is that 6 straight innings, Louisiana has not put its leadoff runner on base.
Yeah, and that, again, that's
You're basically playing with 2 outs instead of 3.
exactly. And it's hard to get momentum when the first hitter gets out.
Langoliers at first with 1 out. Sam Rowe comes to the plate. Rowe 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out.
Well, if your tying run is at the plate, Rowe is the one you want up.
8 home runs, 33 RBI this year. That pitch is in for call strike 1 on the outside half. 61 miles an hour on a cutting fastball. Somewhere between a fastball and a breaking ball.
Yeah, she's definitely strong on the glove side and staying away from hitters.
That one's down low, gets away from break. Headed for second is Langoliers. So probably be a wild pitch. We'll wait and see for sure, but Louisiana now has its 3rd runner at second base tonight. It will be a wild pitch. The 1-1 misses away. Rowe at 329 now after the first 2 at-bats. 382 with runners on base this year. Ground ball hit softly. The third baseman is going to grab the scoop. The throw across is going to be in time. Turner had to make a diving catch and then gunned it across to Baker for the 2nd out. But I think the Cajuns are now going to ask for their replay. You see some of the fans going to the now what is now a universal earmuff look.
Universal sign for replay.
We'll take another look at it. Nice play by Turner on the diving catch, but just from looking at it in real time, it looked safe. And
Big point.
if you're going to slow it down like you can on replay,
Yes.
but the call on the field was out, so you have to have substantial evidence. And I'm not sure if they have it in this case.
Yeah, not sure. See, that was a great play by Turner. To dive, catch that, get back up and throw it.
Enough evidence to overturn.
Yeah.
But we will wait and see.
Definitely a critical call at this point of the game for sure. Runs at first and second.
Langoliers had to hold up at second base because Turner made the play right in front of her.
Yeah.
So the Cajuns will either have 2 runners on base and 1 out, or they will have a runner at second and 2 outs. And we will find out soon.
enough evidence to overturn that.
So 2 gone now in the 6th.
Really great play by the third baseman for the Trojans, Turner.
Langolier still at second base, and Laney Crater, who's been on base both times, walked in the second, reached on an error in the 4th. And this pitch is on the outside corner, call strike 1. Crater came in at 339. That one looks like the same location, but doesn't get the call this time. 1-1.
Yeah, it looks like Libby Baker's trying to fish on the outside corner. I think her best pitch is a curveball. Might be a little leery about coming into Crater, but we might see it right here.
1-1, ground ball toward the shortstop. Thompson has it. Throw across is in time for out number 3. The Cajuns strand the runner in scoring position in the 6th. We'll go to the 7th inning. Still Trojans 2, Cajuns nothing. Won 88 consecutive Sun Belt series. That's far and away the most of any conference in the country. That stretches back to 2013, and here's some of the things that were going on way back 11 years ago. I really like the fact that Star Wars Episode 7 has just been released.
That is quite a streak. Oh, man.
Chloe Riosetto has retired 7 in a row. And she will face Audra Thompson. Start the 7th inning. Thompson's been on base both times, and I don't think we were ready to play when Riosetto delivered the first pitch. Now here comes the first pitch, and it's now low ball 1. Thompson's been on base both times. She's singled in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 4th. Lines this one to right field. Falterman is there. Makes the grab for the first out. And that is the first fly ball handled by a Cajun outfielder tonight. In fair territory.
Yeah.
Hayden had one in foul ground. Sarah Beth up 2-0. She is 1 for 2, struck out in the 2nd. That was her 10th RBI of the year. This one's lofted to center field pretty deep. Davis is going back, still going back, and that has found the bleachers. Home run number 7 on the year for Sarah Beth Brake. We talked about she only had 14 hits all year. 6 of them were home runs. She just got her 7th, and it's a 3-0 game.
A little surprise in the 8-hole for sure. She got all of that. Looked
Second
like it might have been a
RBI of the
low
night.
pitch. Yeah, it looked like it might have been a low pitch that she just golfed out of here.
RBI number 11 on the year. The Trojans have added to their lead.
Definitely keeping the momentum on their side.
Natalie Turner, the third baseman, 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. If you're looking ahead for Louisiana in the bottom of the 7th, they'll have 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. Turner tries to put down the bunt, and it's a fair ball, and Rowe is able to make the tag for the out. That was not as easy a play as she made it look.
Now, that was an athletic play for sure. She was very quick in fielding that and getting the tag on her.
Get another look at it. able to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Collision between glove and runner.
When that happens, but she secured it.
2 outs for Jade Siness, who's 0 for 3. Lined out, grounded out, and popped up. And quickly reset out front, no balls and 2 strikes. Was also fouled back. Count stays, no balls and 2 strikes. These teams do it again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Central Time. Game 2 of the 3-game Sun Belt Series. Finale scheduled for noon on Saturday. Big swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
Siness goes down swinging. But the Trojans get one more on Sarah Beth Brake's home run. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Cajuns need 3 to keep this one going. Trojans lead it 3-0. Third run of the ball game, and they will take that 3-0 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning. And Libby Baker back in the circle for her second full inning of work, trying to close this one out for her team. Victoria Valdez leads all 4 Louisiana.
That extra run is not only insurance, but it comes in the 6th inning when the Cajuns are going into the 7th inning, and comes in when the Cajuns are hoping to get some momentum on their side, and all of a sudden they hit a home run. So now, instead of getting 1 run on and the tying run coming to the plate, they have to get 2 runs on to get the tying run to the plate. So they have a job to do here. Great job by the Trojans, boy. They've played quite a game tonight.
The 1-0 pitch down low and in. 2 balls and no strikes to Valdez, officially 0 for 1. Flied out and walked. This is in for call strike 1. Baker's retired 4 of the 5 she's faced. The only base runner came on a 1-out walk in the 6th. Louisiana with only 2 hits as a team. This one is down low.
Yeah, and if you're the Cajuns, that's what you want. You want to be disciplined, because how many strikeouts did the Cajuns have? 1?
Just 1.
Yeah, so they've made contact, just haven't really made good contact. So they need runners on base. A walk is as good of a hit right here.
Fastball is in for call strike. Cajuns came into tonight hitting .354 as a team in Sun Belt play, .323 overall. Ground ball to the left side, backhanded by McKinney, but her throw is not going to be in time. And Valdez will be safe at first base on what will probably be an infield hit.
That's a first, right? Lead off, getting on base.
It's the 3rd hit of the ball game for Louisiana, and the Cajuns are going to have a pinch runner, I'm sure, for Valdez, since she has not been substituted for. Deja Williams, yep, that's her. So Williams is the pinch runner with nobody out.
Great job by Valdez, just getting on base. That's what the Cajuns are trying to do right now, just get runners on base.
CC Vasquez 0 for 1 officially. Walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. And Brake's going to go out to have a quick word with Baker, as she'll be joined by the rest of the Trojan infield. Allison, you talked about the difference that home run makes.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Again, not only insurance, but when it comes in the 7th inning, it just puts a damper on the momentum that you're trying to get going into the bottom of the 7th. But
not to mention now, every batter after the Cajuns got a leadoff runner on base is a potential tying run without that home run.
yes, exactly. Now we need 2 runners on to get that tying run. So looks like they're trying to be pretty disciplined, trying to get some base runners. The tying run can come to the plate.
First pitch breaking ball to Vasquez. Call strike 1 on the outside corner.
Libby Baker doing a great job, though. She's owning that outside corner with that little curveball, getting them miss hit it off the end of the barrel, and just doing a fantastic job in the circle.
misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The leadoff hit by Valdez, the first time tonight that Louisiana has put the lead runner on base.
And that's huge, especially in the bottom of the 7th. That's what you need to create some kind of momentum.
1-1 is fouled away. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kayla Falterman, the scheduled next hitter, she's out on deck. I think a lot of it depends on what happens with Vasquez here.
Yeah.
This one's up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Louisiana shortstop. 306 on the year. 339 in conference play. This one's foul back into the screen. Count stays. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a good cut right there by Vasquez. Again, Libby Baker's trying to live on that outside corner. Looks like she got a little bit on the white right there. Vasquez took a hearty cut at it, just missed it.
Vasquez does not strike out much, only 8 strikeouts in 48 games and 110 at-bats this year. Here comes the 2-2. This one's fouled away again.
Vasquez is battling out there. You can see Libby Baker going a little bit further outside, but Vasquez isn't going to let the umpire ring her up for sure.
Again, the 2-2. Ground ball on the left side, gloved by the third baseman. Nice play. They will not get the 2. Throw gets away. Turner made a nice grab to get Williams the lead runner. And get the first out.
Turner playing some excellent defense over there. Looks like she threw maybe a little off speed right here. She turned on it. Could have gone to the 5-6 hole. Not only does she dive and make the play, but she gets the lead runner at second base.
Couple of ground ball outs. The number 9 hitter in the order. And takes a first pitch strike from Baker. Baltimore 243 on the year. She's the only batter in the Cajun lineup not hitting 300 this year. This is a liner to the shortstop, but Thompson makes the grab for the second out. Another solid play by the Trojan defense.
Trojan pitchers are having a great game to circle because they have great defense behind them. Great play.
So 2 gone for Maya Day 3. And it was called out for leaving too early on a stolen base. Ground ball toward first base. Stepping on the bag is going to be Baker. And the Trojans have taken the opening game of this Sun Belt Series by a score of 3-0. Snapping a 9-game win streak for Louisiana. And Handifer is with Trojan head coach Eric Newell.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Coach Eric, for taking the time to join us. You mentioned earlier in our in-game interview that you guys came into this game with a bit of a pitching strategy and that y'all were going to stick to it, and apparently it worked out. 3 different pitchers, a combined shutout. What was the thought process going into that strategy?
Well, I'm going to answer that question, but the first thing I got to do is give glory to God. I felt I was praying that whole game, and I know these girls really, really wanted that, but to answer your question, yeah, I mean, we had said early in the week we'd named Kate Peters the starter and that we were going to pitch by committee, and it was a 7-out rotation. And, you know, it's risky. It paid off, but the team bought into it, the whole coaching staff, we were in unison and just couldn't be more proud of our team.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, the risk did pay off. The offense had its moments in the fourth inning, 2 RBI to take the lead, but it was kind of quiet until the top of the seventh with that home run by Sarah Brake. How big was that home run and to help carry that momentum into the bottom of the seventh?
Yeah, that was a huge hit. You know, you're always talking about insurance runs, and, you know, 3-0 feels, I mean, it just so much better than 2-0, honestly, especially when you're playing a ranked team and the Ragin' Cajuns here at home. So that was a huge, and it probably propelled us, gave us a little bit more momentum going into that seventh inning. So that was a big-time home run.
No, it's a bit of a stressful game, and it's a stressful time of the year for the players, both on and off the field. I know it's final season at school, conference tournament coming up. How do you think the players are handling the pressure of this time of the year?
Well, I mean, that's student athlete, and that's what makes these student athletes so special. You know, most of ours are done. They took a lot of their finals before we came down here. We got a few that are still in term 4 classes or whatnot, but yeah, them balancing, but that's the life of a student athlete. And so anybody who thinks it's easy, it's not. And I couldn't be more proud of that team and what they accomplished.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Coach Eric. Enjoy celebrating the win tonight, and good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Dan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Ben. Troy's Trojans take a 3-0 victory tonight. And Allison, it was just a matter the Cajun bats never got untracked as the 3 Troy pitchers did a good job. Only struck out 1 Cajun, but the Cajuns didn't have a lot of didn't have a lot of solid hits all game long. Had a lot of ground ball outs, and the fly ball outs were pretty easily handled.
Yeah, and as as hitters, you want to kind of get into a groove and get into a rhythm to where you can kind of get things going, and they never could. And kudos to Coach Newell and his plan, and to Kate Peters and Savannah Money to come in, and they had the least amount of innings pitched all year, and they come in into this kind of an environment, and they look great in the circle. And then of course Libby Baker to finish it, but well planned attack and well executed attack by the pitching staff, and then they had great defense behind them. So it was a great job by the Trojans, and we'll see what happens the rest of the weekend.
With the win, Troy improves to 33-19 overall, 13-9 in Sun Belt play. Cajuns fall to 38-16 overall, and 20-2 in the Sun Belt. We'll do it again tomorrow, 6 o'clock for Game 2 of this Sun Belt series. Third game scheduled for noon